See ya. Well, I'm so sorry for
Well,
it.
it's all right. We got over it. How you doing, everybody? Nice to see you. I'm Larry Blah.
Doug Patterson, Cookin
This
Cheap.
is Cookin Cheap, and this is a Dutch oven.
Where are the shoes?
Well, you know, it's a little Dutch people make this.
Oh, they do?
When they're not making shoes, this is what they make.
Maybe they thought that was a shoe.
They wear these on their head.
Well, I can beat
Speaking
that.
of that, Doug has just invented the perfect chapeau for those of you who can't afford to go out to you know, the fancy department stores.
Right.
This is a little something you learn.
Sort of like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Cabbage Patch Head. We're going to stick your head down in water and boil it.
Well, thank goodness.
Well, now make sure you don't accidentally use that in the recipe. You know, we have Hair Lady down in Richmond who
really? Gets a little huffy on you?
write a horrible letter.
Oh, I'm so sorry to
hear
hear
the very
that.
idea that you would even put food on your head.
Well, that's very depressing.
Probably just sent her
She
into a
off.
swivet.
Well,
a complete swivet.
There are other channels on the TV.
We have food fanatics who don't understand that food can be fun and one can have a sense.
There's a book out now called Play With Your Food.
Well, I don't know about that, but
well, there is.
You know, food it should not be a daunting task. Food should be fun to be around.
Exactly.
And so get over it.
That's
one time, Juanita. Well, let's see what we're going to do here on the show today. Let's
have
get
a clip.
Witch in here.
Where's she? Whoa.
Here she comes.
There she goes.
Oh, there she goes. She still doesn't have a nose.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think there's going to be a witch replacement.
Oh, no, really?
I hate to say it.
I'll have to call Central Casting.
She says, but I was only on the show for 26 weeks, whatever. Hey, dudes.
Would that be us?
Would you and that dude-ette, Doris, that foxy chick that you have on your show,
hubba, hubba,
would you three do something decent that would get me interested in eating again? It's been so long. Skinny Minnie, Thin Line, Michigan. So, well, we have some right hearty dishes today.
Do
or at
you?
least I do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, mine goes on for 6 pages.
I'm so
Mine's
happy for
called Beef Lolo. How low can you go?
Well, that's
Sent by Ed and Marilyn Bain of Lynchburg, Virginia, and I'm not sure, but I think that Ed and Marilyn are getting ready to win the Cadillac.
Are we giving one away?
Well, we might.
Oh, no.
For having sent in and have had used on the air probably more recipes than anybody else, I guess. I'm not sure. Miss Carol could probably answer that question.
I don't know. I'm thinking this person that
but we don't really have a Cadillac to give away, and if we did, it would be just a little toy one.
A little teeny-weeny one.
What?
I'm doing Chinese-style vegetables sent in by the anonymous fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fan might be high up there on the list, too.
I'm not sure, but I thought I saw her out in the parking lot.
That was this.
So, oh, dear, just kicked Doris's microphone right onto the floor.
Well.
Oh, well.
That's a prophecy.
Gee, it was an Electro voice. Look at that. This thing must date back to like the 20s or 30s. I have never seen anything so beaten up in my life. It's a wonderful thing about these mics. Only a broadcast person could appreciate this microphone, because we used to have one of these at WROV radio, and it was just beat up just like that, just horrible, but it sounded great, and it kept on working. Yeah, they've actually driven nails around the studio. So anyway, Beef Lolo, and what's Doris doing?
I have no idea.
Radish relish.
Oh.
It doesn't say who it's sent in by. I don't know.
Maybe the infamous...
I don't know. We don't know who sent it in, but...
Drop us a note.
That's all right, fine. Now, I was telling you before we got stupid, this is a Dutch oven. And what I prepared this in today is a crock pot. If you don't have a Dutch oven, then use a crock pot. Who cares? But I only had one of them, so there we go. And into this, I got to start heating up a couple of things. A little bit of olive oil and a little. And then we're going to start just sautéing some things and frying some things.
That's great.
Go.
I'm just really excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like a Chop-O-Rama boy today.
Oh, no, not
Here
both
we go
of us.
again. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry to tell you. Because you need all sorts of fine veggies to put into this Chinese-style vegetables. And so I'm going to start right now with a cabbage. You know what those are, don't you? Sort of like with the hat I was wearing. And you need 3 cups of shredded, oh, bless you, there he goes again, of shredded cabbage. So take your handy little grater and let's just go for it. They say finely shredded. So, and I love this shredder. I don't know who whoever donated this or gave it to us or whatever. It is so wonderful. That
That's just an old Basic one, you know.
I know, and I'm loving it.
Made by the Basic Shredder Company.
Well, that's lovely, I'm sure. So not only are you going to use 3 cups of cabbage, you're going to use a cup of thinly sliced celery cut on the diagonal.
You wouldn't happen to have an extra onion,
a green
would you?
pepper. What do you want?
You wouldn't happen to have an extra onion, would you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you really?
I do, but I have to use it for my next week.
Well, then it's not an extra one, is it? I think that mine has rolled under the seat of my car again. You know, I figure I've got like 20 pounds of groceries under that seat.
Well, we're going to do a show from your car. Did we ever tell you that?
Perhaps we should do that. Been an improvement over this one.
Oh.
Okay. Olive oil, onion, and celery. Pretend like the onion's in there. Celery is in there, and then garlic, and we're going to saute it until sweated. I don't know whether they're talking about me or the... First thing you do is take a couple of garlic things. I've got onions on the brain. And you take it and you just do that. And then all you have to do is, you know, I actually have a friend from New Orleans who's quite a good cook, and he says he doesn't even shuck these things. But I just think, you know, it seemed to work out. Just take the little husk off of there. You should be able to just pop them right out of there. There you go. That goes in. That goes in. About 2 or 3 of them. Don't be gentle about it. Take them and whomp up on them real good.
Finally over here.
That works pretty nice. Just take that right off of there. That husk just pops right off of there. Well, perhaps it doesn't pop right off. It's taking a little more time than I wanted it to. Is this thing going to ever heat up?
Oh, I forgot to turn
It's
mine
going to be
on.
another one.
We would have been
Well,
eating
there you
cold
go.
veggies.
There you go. I'm putting about 3 or 4 of those in there and just kind of keep going until it feels good, the way I feel about it.
Oh.
I almost put Doris's eye out with that one. It just went flying. There we go. There'll be another one in there. That's close enough. I've had enough of that. All right.
That's the way I feel about this cabbage right now.
I'm going to save some time. I have some beef. 2.5 pounds of beef chuck. And this is beef chuck. That's what it looks like. At least that's what it looked like the other day. Did I disappear on you? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. We're just having such a good time down here today. Are you having a good time,
I
Jim?
am.
Jim, are you having a good time? Good. Jim's having a good time. And I'm going to put that in there because I just don't have time to wait for all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this chuck into
I don't think
little
Chuck will be
pieces
too happy about that.
like so. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in there and start browning it too, because I have to get this process going. And I have to get it going quickly. Go ahead, Doug.
Well, I have to get a cup.
Are you still chopping?
Oh, I'll be chopping until next week, which I'm sure thrills everybody out there.
Ew.
We're going to do diagonally cut celery.
I thought that you said that our friend Michelle, the chef, was going to come in and give us some lessons on chopping.
No, she said she was going to do that.
She was good to do
because she doesn't think we're very good.
She didn't ask. She just pronounced that she was going to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So she told us we weren't very good.
I think she's a little pushy.
Well, I do too.
Just a little pushy. You can tell her I said so.
I will.
Perhaps she'll be watching the show and you won't have to tell her.
That's good. We hope. And now,
Awful lot of beef. This is a mighty big recipe. Mighty big recipe.
Look at all the eaters we have around here.
Well, yeah, this one's going to be able to feed, you know, the whole staff and perhaps even some people at the college down the street before it's over with.
Not that they'd want it.
Not that they'd want to eat any of this. And it's a shame, too, because it's good food. This smelled really good. I have to trim a little fat off here. Got just a wee little bit of fat that needs to be trimmed. I'll take that off. Harold's got me going good today with the sharp knife. Thank you, Harold.
You did me, too.
Yeah.
Now a medium green
doing
onion.
A fabulous job.
A green pepper cut diagonally as...
right now, and we'll be putting some more stuff in here as soon as this gets to the browning stage. This is a very heavy piece. I know this thing's made out of what, aluminum, but it must be like some kind of cast aluminum or something. It's very heavy, and it takes a while for it to get really hot. I should have put it on that other one.
Hot.
And I didn't do it because this is the one that doesn't get so. Huh? Do I want to switch? I'd rather fight than switch, Doris. Okay, well, let me do that. Let me switch it. I'll wait till it heats before I do it because this is going a little slowly. We're not going to brown anything this week on this stove.
Ooh, that'd be yummy.
The way it's going right now. We need to get to this bigger one over here. So I'm just going to...
Would you like some onion?
Did you really need some onion? I mean, you really got some for me?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. He has come through with some onion. I'll take every one I can get. Honest, I don't want to
I don't want you to cheat our viewers.
Well,
on
I know
one
that
thing.
I bought it. I paid for it. I have the receipt. If Carol can bring it in here, I'll show you a close-up of the receipt.
That's all right.
To prove that I did buy it.
I believe you.
But
I don't know why, but I do. Okay, time for the...
actually, it is not on there. Because I was going to bring one from home. I have tons of them left over from last week's recipe. And therein probably lies the problem. Because you see, I haven't been home for 4 or 5 days.
Well, that's true. I mean,
I've had to pay people to feed my animals while I was gone, practically.
take a tablespoon of water, put that in the frying pan, and cover it, and we're going to steam that for 5 minutes, stirring several times while I do it. Oh, yeah.
And what else do you do?
Then you're going to throw in some Chinese soy sauce, and there we wrap it up and go home.
It's going to take you 20 minutes to do that?
No, 'cause it's going to take you 45 to do this little
It's going
number.
to take me 45 just to get this stuff browned. I'm not getting anywhere with it. One of the things that you do have to do is prepare some rice to serve this. So you can serve it on rice or egg noodles, and I have opted for rice, and I prepared that. See, I'm ready. I kind of prepare for this occasionally, but anyway, now I'm going to switch this over to the big
Big brother
big
will be
eye.
watching you.
and hope that it does. There you go, right off the bat. It's hotter. I don't know why. Is it hotter because it's bigger, or is it bigger because much or
What a
as little
great
as you
idea.
like? Because you know you always have to use like down to here, and then you're stuck with the rest of it.
Until who laid the
Find
rail?
a spoon here. I'll get this Doug spoon out.
Oh, sure. Now you use it.
Well, I don't have one. She was a little slow on the uptake there.
Maybe you can open the other end and push it through.
Well, no, because this one is too gushy for that. I really do believe it is. I mean, normally that would work. Doris has this little trick where you open both ends and you take the second one and slide it through. And that does work pretty well.
Well, that's pretty smart.
But
That's why we have her around here.
Well,
now.
she's
she
wonderful.
comes up with these great little tips.
she's just a delightful person.
We love her.
What's her name?
I forgot.
Doris.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, put that in there. A little tomato paste.
It's looking
goes in there.
pretty good. I hate to tell you, but it's looking
Oh, well, I
good.
tell you what, this smells good, too. And we're going to need to zap this stuff in the microwave here in a little bit once we put it in bowls. All right, what else goes in there is, well, the olive oil is for, that's for doing the sauteing initially. We have half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes.
This does smell Chinesey, and I haven't put the
And-
Chinesey stuff in it yet.
A teaspoon of ground fennel. I couldn't find ground fennel, so this is just fennel.
It's the same thing.
Well, if I'd grind it up, it'd be the same thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
2 teaspoons of cumin. This has got to go in here. That's a half teaspoon. I'll do a couple of those, 4 of them, right? That sounds like an awful lot to me. 1,
Of what?
2, cumin.
Cumin.
3, 4.
Well, could be. Could
That
be.
goes in there. Of course it goes in there. Where else would it go? Let's see. Let's keep mixing the stuff around. It's got a lot of wonderful, delicious stuff in it. I think you're going to like this
looks
one.
good.
Oh, you're going to love it. 1½ teaspoons of leaf thyme. Oh, it's leaf time again. It's going to kill you. 1½ teaspoons of leaf thyme.
You've been out in the sun too much, haven't
I
you?
have. You know, I spent the whole day on Smith Mountain Lake yesterday. It's a lovely lake not so far from Roanoke. And Captain Jan and his pontoon.
Oh, always a
and
fun
his
trip.
band of wacky, crazed human beings.
As only
One of whom fell in the water at the dock.
Really?
Not a pretty sight.
What fun. Did
We
you
were
laugh?
totally stopped at the point, too. That's really sad. A
would've.
teaspoon of leaf oregano.
I would have laughed like a...
You know what I did?
You just...
I just sat there and laughed.
Well,
I didn't
sure.
even get
What
up.
else is there to do?
I didn't try to help the guy.
No.
I assumed the water was only up to here. What could he do to himself?
Well, he's only 3'4".
And he deserved it, furthermore. 1 large onion chopped. A rib of celery. That's already in there. I've already done that. Garlic cloves, that's in there. It's really strange because the first things you do
Or say it again.
on the recipe, when it explains how to do this recipe, are, you know, listed at the bottom of the thing. But anyhow, that's just bubbling along fine there. Actually, the beef is actually starting to come along a little bit. And you may want to add just a little bit of, I think you may want to add just a little bit of liquid, you know, like something.
Red wine.
Something or the other. No, that's the next recipe.
No.
And that's it. And what you do is you cook 1.5 to 2 hours or until beef is tender, and then you will serve it over rice or
Oops, I'm doing this wrong.
noodles. What are you doing now?
Oops, I'm making a big mess.
What are you doing?
I'm going to season with salt and pepper.
All right.
I love pepper, you know.
Oh, I do too.
We've already talked
Do you
about
want some
this.
fresh ground? Yeah, put what?
And now
No, I
a
didn't put my
little
salt and pepper
to taste. Now we're going to add soy sauce to this, so go a little light on that.
Can I bum the salt and pepper?
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
Doris has just mentioned the fact that I forgot to put it in mine, so, and she's right. But you know, I think there's so much stuff in here that I can't imagine anybody would notice if there was no salt and pepper. I mean, it's 72 pounds of everything
else, and it's
Yeah.
all fabulous stuff. Add a tablespoon of soy sauce, hence the Chinese-style vegetable thing, and we're going to mix, toss,
get this
toss. And then that's it.
Aha! All right. And now for the very lovely,
And
well, we can't
semi-voluptuous.
do that because she's helping me right now. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to read my recipe.
Okay.
Oh, I just did, didn't I?
Want me to read mine?
Did I just read mine? No. Did I read it? No. I haven't read it? No. Are you sure I haven't read it? No. Are you certain I haven't read it?
Do you want to know? Do you want him to read it?
Beef Lolo, 2.5 pounds of beef chuck, fat removed. A can, 11.5 ounce of beef broth. A small can of tomato paste. A small tomato paste can of water. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Teaspoon of crushed red, half teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Teaspoon of ground fennel. 2 teaspoons of cumin. 1.5 teaspoons of leaf thyme crumbled. Teaspoon of leaf oregano crumbled, a large onion chopped. I did manage to get a little onion in there, thanks to the goodness and good-heartedness of Doug, who shared a rather large onion with me. A rib of celery chopped, 4 to 5 garlic cloves minced, salt and pepper to taste, and you cook it for 1.5 to 2 hours in a Dutch oven. Or you can just cook it all night long on low heat in a plain old crock pot.
Fabulous. And be ready for you.
How about yours, Doug?
Mine's Chinese-style vegetables sent in by a fan. 1 tablespoon water, 3 cups finely shredded cabbage, 1 cup of thin diagonally sliced celery, 2/3 a cup of chopped onions, 1 medium green pepper cut into thin, thin diagonal slices, a tablespoon of soy sauce, salt and pepper to taste. And there it is, and it's lovely.
And speaking of there it is, here it is, or rather here she is, the very lovely Doris, ladies and gentlemen, making her appearance
I had a
from the Clyde Beatty Circus. She
Right.
just escaped and what?
Well, I had to make a very simple one today. It's called radish relish. Use 30 radishes, 24 stuffed green olives, 3/4 cups chopped celery, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and you just trim your, of course you wash your radishes, dry them, chop your olives, and combine it all with the lemon juice. And I've got to get a new small food processor because I put mine in and you have to work with your hand and it wouldn't do. So I took it off and I stuck the knife in to see if the thing was stuck and forgot to unplug it in radishes.
Oh, no.
Oops.
No.
She
So I don't know if
sacrificed
there's
it to the
30
small
radishes
appliance
in
god.
there or not. 'Cause I'm
Well, it
still
certainly is
picking-
pretty. Now,
Really?
but that
It's
seems
lovely.
like an awful lot of
And-
radishes.
Well, we tasted it last night, and I didn't think it tasted much of anything by itself, but we had potatoes, beans and stuff, and we had it with that, and it tasted good, but you have to eat it with something. You just can't eat it plain. I don't know what you're supposed to eat it with, tell you the truth, unless a meat dish, or I have no idea.
Maybe you would use it
pudding.
just like you do chow chow or something like that.
Something, yeah.
I don't know.
So let
I
me
don't know.
get yours
I got to
out.
get this out of the oven. This is very hot.
Yow!
Now take a look at that. Don't look at me. Take a look at that.
Beautiful. Trust me, ladies and
2
germs.
minutes.
Look at this.
That's what it looks like.
Oops, I moved it. Sorry. Sorry, whoever was taking that
I don't
picture.
have time for 2 minutes. But anyway, it's real hot now because it's supposed to be served on something instead of on, but we're nuking it, you must understand. I'm just going to take a little rice and dump it on top. Normally, you would say, oh, stop. Well, it's okay. It's got a little rice. That's a pretty presentation. That's called presentation, ladies and gentlemen.
Millions of TVs are
Millions
being
of
switched off as we speak.
Well, I went to the trouble of all that rice, and now I have to come back and get the other one.
Oh, that's okay.
Are you going to bring it to me? Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Oh, gee. Must be nice. Oops. I'm tripping again.
So anyway, what are you on?
I'm high on life. Oh, look,
Oh,
someone
yes, that's
left
what
me
they
a
always
half-drunk bourbon.
Oh. Now, are we supposed to...
Can I interest you in some of this?
What a... What?
Platage.
Here, let me platage.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
platage. Here, have some of this mystery, whatever you eat it with stuff. She really didn't know, did she?
Well, I think we should
you
have-
know, chow chow is one of those silly little things. It's
We could have
sort of like relish.
I think we could have a contest about the relish. We'll find out people who can
think
come
that-
up with an idea of what to use
Yeah.
this relish for.
This stuff looks mighty dry that you've done. Is there some reason why it's just dry?
Real radishy. We only put in 2 tablespoons of water, and that steams off, or 1 tablespoon.
No, that's pretty good.
That's quite all right. I'll skip the rice. Thanks.
Well, let me try this stuff. What'd you say about it?
Well, it's very radishy.
Well, yeah, it's got 46 radishes in it.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Doris.
I got to tell you, I don't like the radish stuff.
Strange, isn't it?
I don't like it at all.
I made it with meat.
And I'm glad that the person that sent it in isn't going to have the humiliation of having heard their name on the air associated with it.
Not even
I don't
Is
like
this
it.
hot?
I don't like it. Now the Lolo
That's
is
good.
good.
That is good.
Don't you think, Peg?
Wonderful.
Oh, stop. That's silly. You all right? Hemlock maneuver.
Oh, my
Sorry
goodness.
you got to leave. I'm sure you're going to miss this.
Spit it right out.